everyone, and welcome to a new episode. Today we'll be playing against Polkadot. Say, have a nice game. Hopefully, so last time we had a very boring game. Hopefully this game will be more interesting. So I'll try to be more alert this time and not just lose a game without any fight. So that's going to be the goal. Okay, so this is a pretty classic opening. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Typically, you would have to defend the corner, because if the 3-4 point is facing your opponent and your opponent gets to approach it, then usually it's not preferred for black. Okay, yeah, so approaching this is also another classic opening. I think I'll just... So there's a very common opening where white approaches this side, and I guess that's what I'm going to do now. And two-space high pincer is probably what will follow from now. And then probably just jump. Okay, I'm not sure how this joseki will go in this case. I actually really like the result of this joseki, but because black has approached on the side, so it seems like it's probably not good direction. So let's just jump out. And I'm not sure if you'll exchange this. Okay. I really don't like this opening either. It's kind of like just gonna be random fighting. Yeah, we'll see. So I guess I'll just extend. I'm not sure why, but my win rate for this opening is exceedingly low. So let's just try something different. So I'm going to Kosumi to prevent him from jumping out at the expense of a bit more territory. I don't think it's good for block to Hane in this case, because white will just extend, and he could extend one more time, but then what? I guess now he'll have to block. Okay, and then one more time. So at this point, I have a choice of, oh, that's interesting. Then I guess I'll go back to this side, then. Play the slower one, because if I do the nice move, then he'll actually get to pincer, and I feel like that's a pretty obvious move for him, so I didn't want to give him that move. And yeah, I've actually never played this locally, but it feels like if black's not going to go for too much more on that side, then I feel like it's not too bad for white. I really don't want him to block on this side, so I guess I have to exchange this and then jump. Because the next move, if black blocks here, then black will be alive, and this group is going to be quite awkward, so I'm going to jump first and come back to the left side. Well, I guess this move is pretty important to settle this group. So he's going to push and jump. Yeah, this move is pretty annoying. Yeah, I guess this is sort of like a test, of a new move. This Kosumi. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So yeah, this move is really important because if black plays the knight's move here, white has no eye space. So it's really important for the relative strengths between the two groups. So after this move, I think I can go back to the right side. I'm trying to find a good move, but I guess it just doesn't exist. Yeah, so after this move, this group is pretty solid. So I'm not too afraid of black attacking this. I don't really see a obvious move of good attack anywhere. Okay. The corner is really big now because these groups need to settle, so I'm just going to take the territory. I don't see... well, if he pincers, then I'll just jump, and that's a sente. And we'll go back and grab the top left. Okay, so he encloses that, but I think it's kind of awkward. After I jump here, the push and cut is an immediate weakness. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, if I push and cut, he's eventually going to Atari and have to connect back. So I can separate these two groups. So he's missing a move there somewhere. So it extends there, then I guess I can just defend the corner. Because right now the lower side is very small. Can't really get any points here. So blocking here, it seems like the right move, but he really was forced to do that in order to make sure that I can't push and cut. So I guess we'll just defend the corner, see what he does. Okay, I don't see how this is very urgent. I kind of want to take the right side still, even though this group is not easily attackable. It still kind of feels like white is missing a move here. So I'm going to extend first, see if he jumps or extends. Okay, so he jumped, which means that I can tanuki. I guess I kind of want to connect back to these two stones. But it seems like it's too... I guess when in doubt, you always invade 3-3. So I'm just going to take the last big move on the board. see what he's gonna do to my groups. Just gonna leave those there. Gonna leave these 2 stones there. Gonna leave that group there. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the simple one. Extend. Okay. Oh, so he wants to play this variation. All right. But he does not have the ladder, so I'm not sure how he's gonna follow up. If he connects, then I don't even have to protect here anymore, because if I can extend out, then the right side is small, so I won't even have to worry about it. But in this case, he doesn't even have the ladder, so he can't ladder the stone, which means that he'll have to fix here. And then I can make some extension here. I should probably decide, but let's see. I'm gonna extend here without having like a really obvious weakness. I guess I can just extend here. Sort of just a intuition move. But since he has to protect here, I can extend this stone out anytime. And in terms of territory, it's looking pretty good for white. But of course, now he's going to be able to take the top left. Wow, he is an aggressive type. Yeah, I was kind of feeling awkward because there might have been something around here, but immediately, there's no severe move. And if he can't get anything out of this exchange is very bad for black, of course. Okay. Well, this group. So he decided to attack this group. I really want to make an extension on the top left, but of course, if I just leave those stones there, they would be in an awkward position. But yeah, I want to definitely do something on this side. One, to reduce the upper side, and also I want to kind of reinforce all my groups that are kind of just floating there. So which jump do I want? I guess this one. Okay, and so in terms of territory, it's pretty close. There's not, whoa. It's not really like an obvious. It's not really obvious to who's ahead in terms of territory, but this move is very surprising. It really caught me by surprise. I'm not sure what he's trying. If this group gets surrounded, he's gonna have to spend another move to live. Oh, wow. Kind of surprising. Of course I have to block. Whoa! What? But he pushed and does not cut? So I thought he had to cut, but I mean, that just seems way too good for me. Just gonna protect the cut and see what he's up to. So you see, after these moves, all black gained was a little bit of territory on that side, but white completely annihilated the potential. And so of course, the reason why black played this move is for a later attachment. Now I have to decide which side to hane. So typically, white has to hane on the inside, just because that stone on the right will help a lot during the cross cut. But kind of feel a little bold. Just trying to see if anything works well. Yeah, I definitely don't want to get cross-cut there, but if I hane on the inside, pulling back is sente for block, so yeah, locally it feels okay. This guy does not fail to surprise me. What's he gonna do? Even if I turn here, I don't see how this could be possible. How could this possibly be good for black? If I can just cut that stone off. Alright. I really honestly don't see a follow-up move. He's definitely in trouble. Because now if he extends back, white could hane, and he chose to atari this way, so he has to tiger's mouth. But then I can turn, and now if he jumps back, if I push, he has to extend. So okay, let's see. What's the order of move that I want? Wow. But then he gets cut this way. I'm really hoping I'm not misreading, because yeah, recently I've made quite a few really obvious and bad mistakes, but so I'm a little unconfident these days. Okay. Okay, so just reading some variations right now. Oops, that is from not our game. Oh, that was from our game. My opponent resigned. That was very quick. So, okay. I'm not sure why he was. Oh, I didn't expect that to be from our game. So I'm just going to. Where's the game invitation thing? All right, so that was a quick game. I'm not sure what he was devising there, but right now Black can extend and cut. But why can Atari here? So Black would come back, and it's not really obvious what will happen right now. Yeah, so this actually seems no. So White has to get this Atari in exchange first. Yeah, so White has to Atari here. Anything in the middle doesn't work for now, and Black cannot let White capture the stone. So if Black has to connect, then everything like over here would work, in which case White could even get 2 Ataris in before coming back to this side. But it seems still pretty uncertain. So it really definitely was a surprise when he resigned off of there. But I guess even if this ended up in a Seki, it would still be pretty devastating for Black because all the center has been lost as well. So it seems like Seki is more likely in this situation. So yeah, so if Black wanted to capture White, Black would have to capture from this side. So if Black does that, it would be a very heavy cove for Black, and White could sacrifice it to get anything anywhere else, and probably push through here. So, and if it's a Seki, then it's also unacceptable because this group isn't alive yet. Yeah, now that I look at it now, it'll probably end up in one of those results. So, yeah, that was surprising. Opening is very interesting. I've actually never tried this move before. Typically, White would extend, and this joseki, it's very annoying because it's very uncertain. So throughout the whole game, you just have a whole bunch of groups that you'll just be fighting, and then you'll each just have a whole bunch of groups and very small territories. So I kind of want to avoid that. And since he played this opening, I kind of wanted to avoid it. So I chose to play like a simplified version. But I think in this case, Black should block first and sort of ask for White's response. Because if White doesn't, then connecting is a very big move. Makes these groups very strong, and also White will become very weak. But if White Hane's on one side, this will definitely help Black. And after Hane, White will have to come back and protect any center weakness. So it seemed like a very big move. So this is definitely seems like a very good result for White, because getting all these in Sente, this group is pretty much settled with a sure safe eye, and getting the first move on the left side. So that seemed like a good result. And since Black had to spend an extra move here, I would say the opening is definitely more successful for it. Because if you compare the left and right, it's exactly the same. Black spends an extra move, while the territory is about the same. Maybe a few extra points you can count for Black in the center. But in terms of the corners, it's pretty similar. And influence on the upper side, definitely better for White because of these two stones. So, yeah, at this point, Black's already a bit behind because of the opening. And this was actually also a bit surprising, because in this case, I would have expected Black to pick a joseki this way, and just take the corner, because these stones won't be too useful because of this black stone at R14 here, and basically White doesn't have that of a choice. The problem with this variation is that White will get another move on the upper left, and that would be pretty much the biggest and last biggest move on the board. So again, pretty awkward opening for Black. So I guess he wanted more of a fight, but make sure when you choose this joseki, you can actually capture this stone, because the difference is pretty huge between being able to ladder the stone and capturing it somehow, as opposed to Black protecting here. In terms of the strength of the group, it's very huge. And after some exchanges, after White pulls this out, if Black keeps trying to get this side, then eventually Black will have to try to make sure that this right group lives, and also all kinds of invasions on this side, right? So this seems like a pretty awkward game, especially when Black is trying to develop something on the upper side. And this Atari is definitely surprising, because I would have definitely expected a cut, but it seems like White could just jump. And Black can't extend on this side because this attach is Sente. And sorry, what am I saying? Right, I was playing with this attachment, but it doesn't actually protect this wedge, so never mind. So I guess White would come back here, but still, Black will still eventually have to come back and live somewhere. But even then, it's still better to at least cut this group off so White doesn't get a comfortable outside. And this shape is way too strong. I would say this is definitely looking better for White. Yeah, I was looking at this attachment, and there seems to be no... If White extends here, Black can actually play a very aggressive move, and it's interesting that this stone cannot be captured. So White would have to end up with two groups, and that actually looks very dangerous. So when you can get crosscut, you should try to avoid this variation. But if White Han is in the corner, pulling back is Sente for Black, but also Black might Hane this way, and this is very awkward shape. So I wanted to take this point, and what I expected was something like that. that would be, I guess, pretty normal moves for each side. Yeah, so, and then this happened. So I guess in this game has flowed pretty well. Haven't played a reasonable game for a while, so that's definitely a good sign for me for now, but yeah. Alright, so hopefully you've enjoyed watching, and more to come.